Okay, here's my version of video of my 1/8 scale 1980 turbocharged turbo Trans Am. Okay, here's what I did. As I bring it up, and disregard everything you see, by the way, it's a complete mess. Here's what I had to do. With the intention of lighting this car, I had to cut out the trunk. I cut out the trunk. Made a real mess of it, by the way. Made some mistakes that right here I had to correct on the driver's side, and it came out pretty good. I still got some filing to do and some sanding, and I probably have to hit it with some black matte finish. And if you look throughout the body here, got these skirts, these spoilers right here. These right here were initially supposed to be just like, I guess, for display or show. I made them for what they were intentionally for, and that was for it to be one solid piece to give them depth of the vehicle. So I got some styrene plastic, black styrene plastic, I should say. Cut them to shape, glued them with CA glue, and putty, Bondo, sanded, painted, and there we have it. And there it is for the other side as well. I think it came out pretty good. And that's how the Trans Am's side skirts were supposed to be. They weren't supposed to be something like that was just, I should have did a before and after picture, but I didn't really have time for that. I really didn't feel like it. And I got the holes cut out for the tail, for the marker lights on all sides right here. And this is going to have a complete detailed engine. I'm going to have AC lines. I'm going to have the battery cables, batteries hooked up to the starter wire. It's going to look like one complete engine. It's going to probably take a while, but eventually it's going to get done. And that's the engine I've started on, which I did what's called a Nassau blue. This right here, let's go with it. This right here, Model Master Nassau blue. Come on, let's back it up for a minute. Nassau blue metallic, and it says specifically for GM, which this is a GM vehicle. So what better way to do a GM vehicle than with the GM color? And I really did like the color. And this is pretty much the skeleton part of it. When I'm finished with this, I'm going to have this thing so close to a real engine, it's going to be astounding. Granted, I'm not finished painting it. I got a lot of pieces to paint here. Here I got the engine fan here. I haven't started on that. And here's a starter. I still got a little itty bitty detail I got to do to that. Here's part of the turbo, and we got the AC compressor, backwards and forwards, and here's the carburetor. Haven't come across a carburetor in a while, and I'm a mechanic. And there's the air cleaner housing, and we also have that's part of it. I'm gonna leave that chrome, and that's the tail section of the car. Notice I had to cut it in pieces. So when I get ready to install the trunk, and here's what I did to the trunk. Okay, that was the old trunk. Notice I didn't do a very good job on cutting it, and I did my very best to preserve this, but it just messed all up, and I couldn't do nothing with it. And I kind of figured, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? So in order to accomplish that, what I did was I just traced around it, and I came up with this. And of course, this styrene plastic, this was easy to bend and manipulate and shape, and I come up with the new trunk. Got the new trunk, and thank God for that, because this model, they don't make them anymore, which makes this a very extreme rare kit. And as soon as it's finished, which will probably be several months from now, hopefully it'll be done by the end of the summer. But don't quote me on that, because I still got that to mess with and that to mess with. So I'm working on 2 projects at once. This was the last project I got, and yeah, you're looking over there. Yes, those aren't even started yet. But since my love of cars, you know, I had to do this. Okay. Now as we go around, I did it on tinted on carpeting. I got this piece of felt I'm going to use on the floor and on the head. I'm going to make a headliner also right here. I'm going to make a headliner, so that's not going to stay naked very long. And the pillars right here on the side of the window right here, and there's my side skirts right there, which where I did with the black finish. I'm going to gloss it as soon as I get everything. I'm going to make some windshield wipers, windshield wiper blades. There's the AC housing, which I'm going to have AC lines going there out there from there to the condenser, which I'm going to have to make. You're not going to be able to see it, but you know, with my intention purposes, at least I'll know it's there. I wish I could replace that battery, but unfortunately, nobody has anything online that will big enough to fit this, so I'm gonna have to make do with that. So that's what I got so far on this, and here's the interior. And I'm also gonna have to do. I got the shifter. I'm gonna cut a hole in the shifter plate, and I'm going to make the shifter move. And if I'm going to also try and find a way to have the steering rotate the tires. Haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet, but here's the hold on. Here's the dashboard here. Let me back up. It's not even started yet, and there's the pieces: steering wheel, steering column, back of the seat, and other pieces. And here's another thing about these rims. I don't like these rims. I don't. I pretty much like the honeycomb rims for the Trans Am, but I had to settle for these in the for right now. So right now, these is all I got until something comes up. So that would be the last thing I do. Here's the hood, and there's the hood scoop. Now there's a piece that goes right here that has 3 lights on it for the turbocharge indicator lights. The turbocharge indicator lights, I will call them, and I'm going to light those up if I can find it. Yep, here it is. I've already drilled 2 holes right there for some SMDs. I'm going to put. There we go. Good focus. Very good focus. And just lost it again. Anyway, yeah, that's the lights I'm going to have on there. And if I can find my decals. There we go. Here's the decals. And there's the turbocharge indicator lights that I'm going to use. I'm only going to light 2 of them up. And there goes the big gold bird and the 2 side birds. Battery labels. Turbo Trans Am 4.9 Pontiac. I'm not going to use these Pontiac plates. I got some license plates coming in, some actual 1/8 scale license plates. Well, they're not actual, they're imitation, but they just fit for the vehicle here. I kind of figure I want to use those for some realism as opposed to the Pontiac. So there we go with that. Anyway, like I said, I'm still on that one. I haven't finished it quite yet, but I'm still working. I'm waiting for some parts to come in for that. There's a saucer in the distance, and we got the cells right here, right behind me, right next to my computer. And there's the bottom half of this saucer. Now let me go back. Let me go to the saucer real quick. Here I got on the Enterprise. We're going to shift gears and then we're going to go back to the car later. On the Enterprise, we have what they normally had was the old, the planetary gear did not have these slants. Now I am working on 2 Enterprise, so actually I'm working on 3 as opposed to 1. You know, I'm constantly busy. You notice on there that these aren't slanted. Look on there, if I can get this thing to focus, that they're not slanted. And so what I had to do with my other one, and I'm going to do that to this one also, but I just had to show you the before and after. And there's the other half of that one. The before and after is that I added some angles to it. This was some styrene plastic, painted, sanded, putty, Bondo, and there we are. Got the angles I was looking for because the lights were the planetary sensor was angled, had the angles on the actual Enterprise, the studio model. Why are we not focusing? There we go. So I got the angles on that, and I still have some touch-up I have to do and some finish. I had to rework that because it didn't look right for me. So there we go. Now back to the car. Now I'm pretty much still in the phase of normally I would have said I was going to start on the engine first because that's my favorite part of the car. But I've just been all over the place with my paints, the sandpaper, the everything here. And normally I've cleaned this table up I don't know how many times, and each time it always comes back the same way. So I'm going to give you a good bird's eye view of my mess and the table that I cannot keep clean. But anyway, that will conclude for now, and what is this? Oh, that will conclude my introduction to this for the 1/8 scale 1980 turbocharged Trans Am, which when finished will be on eBay. Yes, I will be letting it go. Wouldn't want to, but hey, this is what I do. And that will be on eBay as well as soon as that thing is finished. So hopefully I'll have these 2 finished by the summer. It's gonna be a lot busy, especially when my son gets out of school for the summer, and he's 9 years old, and he's gonna keep me busy along with my work that I do outside this house. So that's it. And with that, I will conclude that with saying This is Back in Action, Back in Action Collections. Have a good day and peace. I'm out.